You've all heard me say, starting 2 years ago yesterday, that our immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed. But I've made clear to the president that if he acts unilaterally on his own, outside of his authority, he will poison the well, and there will be no chance for immigration reform moving in this Congress. It's as simple as that.
All right, folks, the Speaker of the House speaking earlier today. Joining us now is Congressman Louie Gohmert, Republican from the great state of Texas, Vice Chair of the House Judiciary Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security. And welcome, Congressman.
Hey, good to talk to you always, Steve.
And congratulations on your reelection. Let us speak to what Congressman Boehner was speaking about and Speaker Boehner was speaking about, and that is the president's not threat, but his matter-of-fact promise yesterday that he will go ahead with his executive order.
Well, it's a matter of great concern. One of the things that the people that just poured out to the polls made clear to everybody but the president was that they did not want anybody acting outside the bounds of the Constitution. I thought that was very clear to most everybody. But then magically he was able to hear a message from the people that did not vote, seeming to take that as an indication that they were all for him. But I'm telling you, it will be a disaster if he acts on amnesty, violating the Constitution, violating the law. And I've been encouraging our leadership, let's do a short-term CR on December the 11th. And if he's acted without authority and without congressional action to change the law unconstitutionally, then we just need to completely defund any effort at his monarchical effort and just make it a crime to spend money to create the amnesty or to act on the amnesty in any way. And the prototype for that legislation was from the 74 post-Watergate Congress that just stripped every dime, made it a crime to use any money to help keep troops in Vietnam, and that's why they had to be pulled out so quickly. Well, we can do the same thing with this. You make it a crime to spend any money carrying this out, but I think we need short-term CRs to have the leverage to force the president not to do that. And I can't imagine any act that would be more assuring of his party's further defeat in 2016 than if this president acts outside the bounds of the Constitution and takes unilateral action. I mean, it's the president saying, Congress passed laws, prior presidents signed those laws into being. I don't like them. Congress hadn't changed them the way I've told them to, so I'm going to do what I want to anyway. It is outrageous for anybody to contemplate that.
Right, and he if you listen to his language yesterday, he also warned that it's not going to just be one time. He said, I'm going to do things that Congress won't like. In other words, that means multiple executive orders over the next 2 years. Let me ask you, along those lines, there's a report today that the president wrote a letter in your capacity on the Homeland Security and Committee and Judiciary Subcommittee, talking about to the Ayatollah of Iran, talking about cooperation on the ISIS issue. I mean, here's a guy who has people around him referring to the Prime Minister of Israel as chicken blank, and we know that he's written letters to the Ayatollah of Iran before. What is it about Obama thinking that Iran is a good guy somehow?
Well, when you have enough self-confidence to think all you have to do is either give a speech or talk to people, and all of a sudden you completely change their minds, then you do those kind of things. But the trouble is, 6 years later, after he said Muslim countries will have so much more respect for me since I am the only president in history that grew up in a Muslim country, well, we found out they have less respect for him, much less than they did George Bush. So they respect strength. They do not respect weakness and they don't respect a president that keeps giving weapons and money to our enemies. Moderate Muslim leaders around the Middle East have told me privately, we don't understand why your president keeps helping your enemies.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. We're worried that we're going to be the next ally to throw away.
I couldn't agree with you more.
It is a very serious issue.
One more. I'm sorry, Congressman. One more. Going back, we got 10 seconds. Going back to Boehner. Is he going to be the speaker going forward? Is that a fait accompli?
Well, it's never over till it's over.
You have any intentions of running for that position?
Well, I hadn't planned on it. I'm running for the RSC chair, but it's always good when you have choices.
All right. Thank you very much, Congressman. Appreciate it. We're coming back, folks.
Thanks, Steve.